Hello class, welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is on percent increase and decrease. Make sure you're taking good notes. Here's the first slide. Here's a couple definitions. Please make sure you write this down. Percent increase means the original number plus the percent of that number that you're increasing it by. Percent decrease means you're taking the original number and subtracting the percent of that number. And remember, of here and here means that you need to multiply. So the percent of that number. This is percent of that number. Okay, so make sure you write that down. Take good notes. Here's some examples. For percent increase, these are some words that indicate that you will be increasing the number. So if you're talking about tax or interest or a markup or even commission. So commission, we spell that as C-O-M-M-I-S-S-I-O-N, and that's like if a salesperson is selling a car, they make commission. They make a certain percentage on the sale. Okay, so here's some words that mean decrease, percent decrease. So if we're talking about a discount or reducing amounts. So write these down so that you know if they mean increase or decrease. Here's the first problem. So if we want to calculate the cost of a table that costs $198 with 7% sales tax, well, we need to find what the 7% sales tax is. So 7% of 198 means we need to multiply it. So 198 times 7%, which as a decimal is 7/100ths. We're going to multiply. We have 8 times 7, that's 56. Carry the 5. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus the 5 is 68. Carry our 6. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 6 is 13. Okay, we have 2 decimal places, so we are going to move it 1, 2. Okay, and so this is how much tax we're paying on this number. And so, like 2 slides ago, it said the original cost plus the 7%. So this is our 7%. We need to add it to our original amount. Now remember, when we add decimals, you need to line up the decimal. So our decimal is there. We line it up. We put our other numbers underneath it. And we add. 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 8 is 8. Bring down our decimal. 8 plus 3 is 11. Bring up our 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Bring up our 1. This is 2. So the total cost is going to be $211.86 with tax. Okay, let's try another problem. Problem number 2. Poland Spring decides to reduce the size of their water bottles by 2%. So reduce means that it's going to decrease or go down by 2%. If the water bottle originally holds 500 milliliters, how many milliliters does it hold now? So we're going to find 2% of 500 first, and we are going to reduce it from the original amount. So we're going to find 2% of 500, and remember, of means to multiply. 2% as a decimal is 2/100ths. Let's multiply. Let's see what we get. You should be writing this in your notebook. Okay, we're not going to do the second row because we know it's all zeros. So our decimal, we have 2 decimal places, 1, 2, and there it goes. So we're taking 10 milliliters out of 500. We need to subtract now. Subtract 10, and we know that it is 490. So it holds 490 milliliters now because it was reduced. All right, let's try a third problem. Carly is looking for the best price for a shirt she likes. At one store, the shirt costs $12.95. At another store, the same shirt costs $15, but they are having a 15% off sale. Which store should she buy? Which store should Carly buy the shirt from, and why? Okay, so the first store, it's $12.95. We know that, so there's no calculations we need to do. So we need to find out at the second store, is it cheaper or is it more expensive? So if it's $15, we have to find 15% of $15 first. So $15, 15% of it. So here's our decimal. We just have our decimal here. We're leaving it alone though. So 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 5 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Second row, 5 times 1 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Let's add it. 7 plus 5 is 12. This 1 is 2. We have 2 decimal places. So it goes right here. So that's how much we're taking off of $15. So $15 minus $2.25. What do we get? This turns into a 10 because we borrow from here, because we borrow from here. Okay. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. 4 minus 2 is 2. This is 1. Bring down our decimal. So, which store is cheaper? Well, the second store is cheaper because it's $12.75. So you should write down the second store is cheaper because it's $12.75. So obviously she should buy from the second store. Okay, so if you need to rewatch any of these sections, please make sure you do. And here's the homework. Here we go. You have 2 problems, and I will see you tomorrow.